So this is the darkest shade that you can get in BURT'S Tinted Lip Balms. I just want you guys to see just how much color payoff you can get if you have the right formula. Look at the color. Hi guys, and welcome to WholeElise. I'm Elise, and I'm going to try making BURT'S original lip balm formula as well as their tinted lip balm. I'm actually wearing one of the colors that I created now, so there's a lot that we can do with this formula. So to make the original BURT'S formula, we're going to need beeswax, coconut oil, sunflower oil, peppermint oil, lanolin, rosemary extract, canola oil, soybean oil, vitamin E, limonene, lionol, and eugenol. Okay, so most of those things were pretty recognizable. This is actually an all-natural recipe, so hopefully we should be able to get pretty close with the ingredients.
To make our DIY BURT'S, begin by measuring out beeswax, coconut oil, lanolin, sunflower oil, canola oil, and soybean oil. Then in a separate container, rosemary extract, vitamin E, and peppermint oil.
So right off the bat, beeswax is the first ingredient listed, unsurprisingly, because this is of course BURT'S. Now there are several other waxes that you can use as alternatives or substitutes, so don't worry, I will give you guys an option later on. However, this recipe also uses lanolin, and that one's a little bit more tricky to replace. So lanolin is a waxy substance that coats the wool of sheep. You can actually think of it serving a similar purpose that sebum does to your hair and your skin, just for sheep. So why would you want to use something that you could find on sheep's wool? Well, it has a really sort of soft and tactile texture, it's a great emollient, it moisturizes your skin, and it also leaves that sort of occlusive barrier on the outside to prevent further moisture loss. But considering its origins, you might need to avoid this if you are vegan, so I will try and give you a vegan option alongside my main recipe in this tutorial.
For a vegan version, use candelilla wax, mango butter, oleis oil, coconut oil, and then the same amount of sunflower, canola, soybean, rosemary extract, vitamin E, and peppermint oil as the original recipe. Pour the sunflower, canola, and soybean oils into your wax mixture. Over a low, gentle heat, melt until no solids remain. Now personally, I don't think you need to use as many oils and ingredients that you find in commercial products. At WholeElise.com you'll find all of my final lip balm recipes, along with vegan alternatives and simplified ingredients. There's also links to where you can buy ingredients and a formula calculator to help you make the right amount. Click the link in the description below or check out WholeElise.com. Before the mixture begins to set, pour in the rosemary extract, vitamin E, and peppermint oil for the antioxidants and fragrance that we measured earlier. Quickly pour this into your containers, let set, and
the biggest difference you'll notice between the version that I made and the BURT'S original formula is probably the color. I'm pretty sure that BURT'S probably used a bleached or off-white version of beeswax, and I just used the sort of regular yellow color. So that's likely the reason as to why they differ so much in terms of appearance, but it doesn't actually affect the final texture, so you're free to use whatever beeswax you have at home. This is the original BURT'S formula. All I feel is like this really strong tingling sensation. It's kind of hard to ignore that, but yeah, my lips definitely feel moisturized. And this one here is my recreation. Yeah. Even though it has like the same ingredients, I think I definitely used less peppermint than they use because I'm not getting as strong as a tingly sensation. I did notice in BURT'S formula, peppermint was pretty high on the ingredients list. I'm guessing the reason they did that is to give you that sort of plumping effect. Peppermint oil is an essential oil. Now, typically you want to limit the amount that you use in your recipes, otherwise it can cause sensitivity or irritation. Now, I could personally do without that sensation, but you know, whatever floats your boat. In terms of the two versions, the one where I use beeswax versus the one that I use the candelilla wax, other than there being slight differences in the color, once again beeswax has a more yellow hue, they really do feel more or less the same when you apply it. If I was really going to nitpick the difference between the two, I would say that the vegan version has a slightly tackier feel. That's likely due to the mango butter I added to compensate for the fact that I wasn't using beeswax, but other than that, you can pretty much use either recipe and I'm sure you're going to be happy with whatever you get. But let's be honest, this was just a warm-up. I know what you guys are really here for, so let's move on to our main event, the Tinted Lip Balm. So this is one of BURT'S Tinted Lip Balms. And then we give it another coat. Very, very, very subtle, and I'm pretty sure this is not going to show up much on richer skin tones. So this is the darkest shade that you can get in BURT'S Tinted Lip Balms. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. So the ingredients list for the tinted moisturizer goes as follows: coconut oil, olive oil, beeswax, olive oil, candelilla wax, sunflower oil, aroma, it just says aroma, lanolin, shea butter, castor oil, ylang ylang wax, jasmine wax, something derived from licorice plants, vitamin E oil, rosemary oil, soybean oil, canola oil, and then it just has a bunch of different color pigments. As you can see, considerably more than what's in their original lip balm formula, so this one's going to be interesting.
For our attempt at BURT'S tinted formula, measure out coconut oil, olive oil, lanolin, beeswax, candelilla wax, shea butter, canola oil, soybean oil, castor oil, rosemary extract, and vitamin E oil.
Just by looking at the ingredients, I can already tell that this is going to be a softer and more moisturizing formula than the original BURT'S recipe. The two biggest ingredients are emollients rather than the beeswax of the original formula. So coconut oil is the first ingredient, but you also have olive oil. A good way to think of olive oil is actually like a vegetable-based petroleum jelly. It will give the lip balm a sort of rich and buttery feeling that you can't quite achieve by just using butters and oils. The other noteworthy ingredients are probably more to do with the pigments than anything else. Iron oxides are natural pigments and colors that are used widely in the cosmetic industry, so there's really not much to be concerned of then, but hiding amongst the iron oxides is actually a red pigment that's derived from bugs, well, specifically their shells. Now this has been a natural dye that has been used for centuries, and it's really popular in cosmetics as well as in the food industry. So if you do see a red colorant, it's worth noting if you want to avoid it, and if you are vegan, you might want to skip that color.
Once you've melted the lip balm base and added in the antioxidants, divide the mixture into 2 containers. I'm using 1 gram of iron oxides and mica powder to mimic the 2 BURT'S tinted lip balm colours. Pour this into your lip balm base while it's still liquid and mix as thoroughly as possible to ensure even colour distribution. All that's left is to quickly pour it into your containers, let the mixture set, and I think we've nailed this one. I mean, if barely there is what you're going for, then that's definitely what you're going to get if you follow this formula.
So this is my attempt at BURT'S Tinted Lip Balm. If you did want something that's incredibly light, that's not going to give off a lot of pigment, then this would be the recipe to go for. Just for me, I would kind of want a little bit more color.
Iron oxide and mica powder are natural minerals that are used to color cosmetics. By mixing them together, you can make a variety of different pigments. Mica powder has a natural sparkle, whilst iron oxides come in shades of red, yellow, orange, and black. To make my tinted lip balm base, measure out your emollients: coconut oil, olive oil, lanolin, and shea butter. For the wax, you'll need beeswax and candelilla. And lastly, almond oil. In a heatproof container, combine everything and melt until completely liquid. Use a scale to add in your antioxidants, rosemary extract, and vitamin E oil. I'm making 3 different colours, so divide your mixture into 3 separate containers. I'm going for a dark brown, a neutral nude brown, and finally a red. Now, I appreciate they all kind of look the same at this point, but trust me, you're going to see a difference. And once they've set, just for comparison's sake, look at the difference in colour payoff when compared to the more sheer tinted formula.
This is where we stop playing around. Pigment, this is it. Oh, it's just a really nice color. I don't know why colors like this aren't more widely available. I just want you guys to see just how much color payoff you can get if you have the right formula. What can you even say at this point? This is the same base formula, I just added in more of the iron oxide, and look at the color. So it really blows my mind that they still sell tinted lip balms that don't show up on all skin tones. Now, I appreciate these are lip balms and not lipsticks, but if you're making a universal product, you should be able to get decent color payoff on a variety of skin tones, including richer and deeper tones. And it's very much still a lip balm. Even with this sort of pigment, you can still achieve the same moisturizing effect. It feels buttery smooth on your lips, and unlike a lipstick, it's less likely to stain and very easy to remove. You know what? I don't even think I need to say anything more at this point. The color does all of the talking. Check out WholeElise.com for more details on the recipes, and subscribe for even more game-changing DIYs. And why not click some of the videos on screen, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna like what you see.